Hey there! Have you ever seen words that look almost the same but have completely different meanings? Well, today we're going to explore and take a closer look at these important words together. Trust me, it's much easier than it seems. I'll show you their meanings, explain the differences, and give you useful examples in a simple and clear way. By the end of this video, you're going to use these words confidently. Stick with me, and you'll understand their meanings and know exactly how to use them. So just sit back, relax, and let's dive into it. Ready? Let's go!
Let's start with tough. Tough describes something that is strong, hard to break, or difficult to do. It can also refer to a person who is very strong, resilient, and doesn't give up easily. For example, this exam is really tough. Tough here means difficult or challenging. If an exam is tough, it's not easy. It's actually very hard. You need to study a lot to pass it. Imagine a math test full of complicated problems. That would be a tough exam. When we say, this exam is really tough, we mean that this test is very difficult. It is very hard and requires a lot of effort. This steak is too tough to eat. It means this meat is too hard to chew. Tough here means hard or not easy to chew. If a steak is tough, it means it is difficult to bite and chew because it is too hard or not cooked well. Sometimes, when meat is overcooked or not prepared properly, it becomes tough and hard to eat. If you struggle to cut and chew a piece of meat, it is definitely tough. He is a tough guy, he never gives up. It means he is a strong and resilient person who never quits. Tough here means strong, determined, and resilient. A tough person doesn't give up easily. They can handle difficult situations and stay strong. If someone keeps going even when life gets hard, they are a tough person. A tough guy doesn't get scared or quit when facing challenges. Next, we have though. Though is a conjunction that means despite the fact that. It is often used to introduce an exception or a contrast like but or although. Though it was raining, we still went for a walk. It was raining, this is the first idea. We still went for a walk, and this is the opposite or unexpected action. Even though the rain could have stopped us, we still decided to go for a walk. You could also say, even though it was raining, we still went for a walk. And the second sentence says, though it was expensive, I decided to buy it. Normally, when something is expensive, we might not buy it. But despite the high price, I still bought it. So, though shows contrast, the price was high, but I bought it anyway. Another way to say this, even though it was expensive, I decided to buy it. I love ice cream, though I'm allergic to dairy. I love ice cream, this is a positive statement. I'm allergic to dairy, this is a reason why I shouldn't eat ice cream. The contrast here is that even though I'm allergic, I still love ice cream. It's similar to using although or even though. Notice that, though can also be used at the end of a sentence for emphasis. I don't like the rain, I like walking in it, though. It makes your speech sound more natural. Through indicates movement in one side and out the other, or a process that happens from start to finish. The train passed through the mountains. Here, through means moving from one side to the other. Imagine a train entering one side of the mountains and coming out on the other side. It's passing through the mountains. You can also use through for places like tunnels, doors, forests, or anything that has an entry and exit point. He went through a difficult time, but he stayed tough and never lost hope. In this sentence, through is not about physical movement but about experiencing a situation from start to finish. He went through a difficult time means he experienced and survived a tough period in his life. We often use through to describe challenges, emotions, or life experiences that someone faces and overcomes. I learned a lot through my experiences. Here, through means by means of or because of. It explains that experiences were the way the person learned something. It shows cause and effect because they had experiences, they gained knowledge. Throughout means in every part of something or during the entire time of an event or process. Unlike through, which focuses on moving from one side to another, throughout emphasizes duration and coverage. Now, look at this sentence. She was happy throughout the entire day. What does that mean? It means she wasn't just happy at one moment, she was happy the whole day, from morning to night. Throughout here tells us that her happiness lasted for the full duration of the day. Now let's check this one. The festival is celebrated throughout the country. This means the festival isn't just happening in one place. It's happening everywhere in the country. Throughout here means in all parts of the country, not just in one city or one small area. And one more. He remained confident throughout the competition. This means from the very start of the competition until the very end, he stayed confident. He didn't lose his confidence at any point. Throughout is showing that his confidence lasted the entire time. Let's look at thorough. Thorough refers to something that is done very carefully and with great attention to detail. And thoroughly is the adverb form, meaning completely or with great attention to detail. Let's look at some examples. His research was extremely thorough and well documented. This means his research was very detailed. He didn't just look at a few sources, he collected a lot of information, double-checked everything, and made sure his work was accurate. And in the second sentence, we have, you need to do a thorough cleaning of your room. Here, thorough cleaning means cleaning every part of the room, not just quickly picking up things or wiping the surface. You need to clean under the bed, inside the closet, every little corner. Nothing should be left dirty. The detective made a thorough investigation before solving the case. This means the detective didn't just look at the obvious clues. He examined every single detail, asked questions, checked evidence carefully, and made sure nothing was missed before solving the case. So, whenever you hear thorough, think about completeness and careful attention to detail. It's not about doing something quickly, it's about doing it properly and fully. Thought is the past tense of think, meaning the action of considering or reflecting on something. It can also refer to an idea or opinion. All right, let's take a look at how we use thought in different ways. First, we have this sentence, I thought you were at home. Here, thought is the past tense of think. It means that in the past, I believed something, but maybe I was wrong or surprised. For example, I assumed you were at home, but then I found out you weren't. Now look at this one. I have a thought about our next trip. Here, thought is used as a noun meaning an idea or something that comes to mind. So, in this sentence, I'm saying that I have an idea or suggestion related to our next trip. And this one. I thought about your words throughout the night and realized you were right. This is a great example of how thought can be used as a verb in the past tense. I thought about your words means that I spent time considering or reflecting on what you said. The phrase throughout the night means I was thinking for the whole night, not just once, but continuously. And by the end, I realized you were right. Finally, let's talk about taught. Taught is the past tense of teach, which means to give knowledge or instruction to someone. Since taught is an irregular verb, don't say teached, that's incorrect. The correct past tense of teach is taught. Now, let's look at some example sentences and break them down so you can fully understand how we use taught in real life. Let's look at the first sentence. The teacher taught us a thorough lesson on history. Here, the teacher gave a detailed and complete lesson about history in the past. As we learn, we see that thorough means the lesson was very detailed and covered everything carefully. Now, the second sentence. My teacher taught me how to solve the problem. This means that at some point in the past, my teacher showed me the correct way to solve a problem. It could be a math problem, a science problem, or even a life problem. And finally, the last sentence. My grandfather taught me how to fish when I was a child. This tells us that in the past, when I was younger, my grandfather showed me the steps and skills needed to catch fish. So, anytime you use taught, you're talking about learning that happened in the past.
Let's quickly review everything we learned today.
Tough. Something strong or difficult. Tough. 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 Though. Used for contrast, like but. Though. 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 Through. Movement from one side to the other, or completing something. Through. 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 Throughout. Something that happens in every part or for the whole time. Throughout. 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 Thorough. Something done completely and carefully. Thorough. Thorough. thorough, thorough, thought, the past of think or an idea. Thought, 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 taught, the past of teach, taught, 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 taught,
Let's go through a short story to reinforce what we've learned.
I thought about my schedule and realized how tough it was. Though I had little time, I went through my notes and studied thoroughly. Throughout the day, I felt exhausted, but I was proud of what I had been taught.
Here's a fun little quiz for you. The answers are in the description, but before checking them, write down your answers in the comments and share them with us. Let's see how many you get right. This way, you can test what you've learned and engage with others. We've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Do these words start to make more sense to you? Try using them in your own sentences or even writing a short passage with them. If you want to help someone who is learning English, feel free to share this video with them. And for more English learning content, you can like my videos and subscribe to my channel.